I have been a dedicated PlayStation fan for many years. I, however, never cared about getting platinum trophies or any trophies for that matter. There are plenty of players that love to stack these trophies to flex their gaming ability, and others just like the collection aspect. I never paid much attention to these trophies. Well, that is until Ghost of Tsushima. I picked up Ghost of Tsushima day one. I played it a lot, but ended up getting distracted by other games and never finished it on my first go. 6 months after release, I picked up the game and fell in love with it even more than I did the first time playing it. I found myself completing everything in each section before moving on to the next part of the map and the story. I wanted to complete all the bamboo strikes, shrines, hot springs, and all the other activities that were similar. I can see how some people may find these activities repetitive and boring, but because of how little time these activities took, I would spend an hour or more just on them, wanting to take a break from the story. Every time I start a game, I feel like I want to complete everything that the game has to offer. I hardly ever follow up though. Ghost of Tsushima was one of the few exceptions thanks to the game's pacing compared to other titles. Ghost of Tsushima's pacing really clicked for me. Only a third of the map is given you at a time, which allowed me to focus on each section of the map more than any game that gives you the whole map all at once. The story is set up in tales. Jin has his own tales, and characters Jin interacts with also have their own tales. Now these tales are basically just a fancy way of saying quest, but each tale has chapters that are set up in a book-ending fashion. What I mean by this is after completing one of these chapters, there are no immediate actions that are needed, unless of course you want to keep pushing on with the story. Chapters also will be waiting in the next section of the map so that you can complete all of the tales you want in each section before moving on to the next one. This gives the overall story a good pace and keeps all the characters where they should be in the progression. This was the best flow for me personally. I could complete 1 or 2 chapters, then go do side activities and keep switching back and forth without a huge time dedication to one or the other. This pacing kept me motivated to continue completing everything the game had to offer. After completing the first section of the map, I realized there was a lot of trophies connected to these activities that I was already completing. So I thought, why not? Let's see how close I can get to a platinum trophy before I just don't want to do it anymore. Before I knew it, I was racking up trophies left and right, and this gave me more of a drive, and I was still enjoying the experience. Ghost of Tsushima does a lot of things great. The combat system in the game is probably my favorite from any title. You have 3 major ways of fighting. These can be done separately or mixed with 2 or all 3 of them. 3 combat styles are head-on melee with the katana, stealth combat, and archery. Each of these have their strengths and make for great variety when taking on enemies. When fighting with the katana, you have regular attacks, stance breaking attacks, and parries. Along Jin's journey, you will learn new stances. Each stance allows you to break different enemy type stances. Once I got comfortable with the combat, it feels amazing to constantly switch between the stances to take on groups of Mongol. This makes the combat feel fluid and it just all around feels great. Stealth combat allows Jin to complete assassinations and use a wide variety of tools and weapons. There is something so satisfying about throwing a smoke bomb, sneaking into the smoke, and then chain assassinating Mongols. Archery can be used by itself or in combination with 2 of the other combat types. My favorite strategy for taking out Mongol camps is a combination of all 3 of these techniques. I will start by taking all the watchtower guards out with my bow. I will then sneak in and take out several of the guards that are in easy assassination spots, and then once there are only a few Mongols left, I will finish them off with regular combat. One of my favorite features in the game is how Jin is directed where to go. Most games have a waypoint, and those can sometimes take the player out of the experience. Ghost of Tsushima's remedy for this is having the waypoint be the wind. Having the wind guide the player is helpful, but also keeps the world true to itself. Following animals are another way to keep you engaged in the world while being guided to a side quest or an item. The animals and the wind are both tied into the lore of the story. The wind is Jin's father guiding him, and the animals are known to guide humans to points of interest. There are so many reasons to love this game, everything from the story to the amazing photo mode. Finally seeing that platinum trophy pop up on my screen was the perfect ending to what I consider a perfect game. But that wasn't the true ending. Ghost of Tsushima came out with the director's cut, which brought a whole new island to explore. new characters to meet, and new items to grab. Most importantly, new trophies to get. It was a huge relief that I could transfer my PS4 save data to my upgraded PS5 Director's Cut. This allowed me to take on Iki Island with all of my gear and skills that I've gathered on my Platinum Trophy adventure. The new story gave the players a deeper look into Jin's childhood, both from memory spots where you get transported back to young Jin, as well as the flute playing spots where Jin talks about his mother. Everything about this game has been elevated, and once again I was able to get lost in this amazing game. My favorite side activity that was added was the archery time trials. Each one completed would add power to a focused shot charm. Each time you got enough of these charges, you could complete the trials faster and faster, with the goal being to complete each one in under 7 seconds. Once I completed the story and gathered all the new trophies that were added in the Director's Cut, I once again left the game satisfied. Ghost of Tsushima will stay one of my top favorite games of all time. If you haven't played it or finished it, I highly recommend you do so. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun diving back into this game to capture footage, and if you enjoyed the video, a like is super appreciated, and if you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can check out more future content. And until next time, I hope you have a great one, and keep gaming.